we talked about the construction line and a few aspects of that, but really, you can apply this in construction, line that you're building a building, or maybe you're just acquiring a piece of property. But, the cost aspect from the borrower to obtain the financing.
Okay, yeah.
So, like origination costs.
Yes.
That's a big piece, and we're talking about structure.
So
before.
just to break it down so
Yeah.
that people really understand. So in addition to the down payment, there are
There are
additional fees.
There are, yeah.
So it's not just about the down
Yeah.
payment.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, the bank's gonna have origination fees.
Mm-hmm.
There's some, negotiation that's involved with that, if there's gonna be a little more time involved in a transaction, maybe the origination charges would be, a little more than it would be if there's maybe a simpler transaction that's not gonna require
That
a lot of
makes
time.
sense.
And so, you've got that aspect of it, the origination charges, but yeah, like you were mentioning was, you got your environmental, you've got appraisal costs, you've got, legal costs
Mm-hmm.
associated, and this is before you even.
Break ground.
Absolutely.
You haven't even broken ground yet.
But probably one of the most surprising things is, when you're doing a construction is, just knowing all those costs up front and just kind of having like a plan together and
Okay.
budget. And I mean, you really do have to have like a detailed budget to kind of put that together. And, typically these fees, on the bank's end, that's attorney, that's all these, legal costs, the closing costs associated with, acquiring the loan. It could be, 0.25% all the way up to, closer to 3%. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
I guess I've heard that points.
Yeah.
I've heard people refer to it as points and
Yes,
things like that.
yes.
Okay.
And so, some of your really large, more complicated deals, sometimes your banker may advocate to have a attorney-prepared doc closing.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And so, obviously banks have their own documentation, but, in
This
this
is so
scenario,
unique, yeah.
in this situation, it is attorney-prepared, and, it's a little more formal, it's a little more, corporate.
Mm-hmm.
It's just another layer, another set of eyes, and obviously it's another, level of expense.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's for their protection.
It is. It's it's for the banks, and in some aspects, not just the bank may find something, but you're really perfecting it. And so by adding that layer, because even the bank has different layers within it,
Gotcha.
you have operational staff that really help you get to the closing line and being able to finish that transaction. But having that additional layer with the attorney prepared docs. It's really a good thing.
Gotcha.
So yeah, but the fees are just something that people should be more prepared to spend, and nobody likes to pay fees, but at the end of the day, people pay you to find them a property. People pay you to sell the property because of the value that you provide.
Right.
And so the same aspect as, from a bank's perspective, we provide value. And so, we want to, charge, for that value
you
that
have
we
to,
provide.
for the time.
Absolutely.
For me, just understanding that you have to take the loan to a committee.
Yep. It's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people
It's a lot of
involved
people.
in that process. So, and I was actually going to ask you, what is one of maybe the biggest things, or I don't want to say mistakes, but one of the biggest things that you see people unprepared for, or maybe make a mistake, and it sounds like not being prepared for additional fees on top of the down payment is something you see often.
Everybody likes paying less. Everybody wants the cheapest fees. They want the lowest rates.
They want it for free.
Yeah, but, and you probably don't hear this aspect of it, but, every bank has a shareholder. I work for a bank. I represent the shareholders of the bank, right? And we have an ESOP program, so technically I'm a shareholder of the bank.
Gotcha, yeah, gotcha.
And so, at the end of the day, we're trying to find value in each one of these deals. And so it's not just about, getting these fees and getting interest rates. We're just trying to make a good deal for the bank, but we're trying to do that in a way that, the borrower gets a good deal and the bank. So it's
Right.
really it's a mutually benefiting transaction.
Yeah, it's like the bank is not a loan shark. They're not betting for you to default so they can come get your stuff.
No, I don't want to.
They don't want to do that.
I don't want that.
Nobody
No.
wants to do that.
No.
All right. So be prepared for more fees.
That's not the only thing, right?
Oh, thank you, thank you,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah. Well, what's yours?
So the biggest thing that I see people being unprepared for is the down payment.
Okay.
Down payment and business plan. People think that there is a no money down loan for a commercial, and they think that it's an SBA loan.
Yeah.
And I hate to tell people that an SBA loan does still have a down payment, and it does require more paperwork. It's not there to be the convenient default
Yeah.
for somebody who is just starting out.
Yeah.
So those are the biggest things. And that's why I want to introduce and talk to you so that
Yeah.
we can educate people about this and have them better prepared. So when they come to me, they don't feel so discouraged.
Yeah.
They know, okay, when I call Yalanda, she's going to know how to put a plan together, and it might require me to slow down my pace.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, the bank, and I think you would even, say this as well, you just want the other person, to have some skin in the
Success,
game.
yeah.
And,
They
and
have
success,
to be, yeah,
you know?
yeah. You have to have some skin in the game. But
Yeah.
yeah. You have to have some skin in the game.
It's-
But I want it to
yeah.
be successful. So
Absolutely,
if
yeah.
I'm not, I've unfortunately had scenario of getting people in a leased property and then not being able to maintain the lease.
Sure.
And that was very, it was disheartening, and it was sad, so,
Yeah.
and I do tell people a lot, like, it is our job to help you succeed and be successful. So just the same way you were speaking that you have to be passionate about that person's business, that is one of the first things that I tell the person is, let me get to learn more about what it is that you're trying to do, because if I really understand it and I can be behind it, then I can sell it. If it's something that I don't believe in, I'm not gonna be as passionate about it. And so
Yeah.
I do take clients based off of, can we get this to the finish line? And part of that is I tell people that my job is not to show properties, my job is to complete a transaction. So if you're just looking and you want to see properties, I'm not the best agent for you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of technology nowadays where, you kind of know what you're buying in advance to the point where, they're getting with you. They can see it online, and they can kind of visualize it, and they can kind of see, possibly if it's, what the property is generating as far as income. And so, yeah, it probably eliminates some time that would be wasted on you, like, viewing the property. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you want to be running around looking at, a bunch of properties. You want to be as efficient as you can
Yeah.
in getting the transaction complete.
Exactly. Yep, exactly. Well, that was a wrap, you guys. I'm Yalanda Yo Win Winston, your commercial real estate partner, advisor, and negotiator, and I appreciate you sitting and getting to know Ross Deal with People's Bank, and we'll see you on the next video.